Bam, we're live.
Okay, let me get out my official interview book.
How official? Oh, that's super official. I like it.
Oh gosh, it was only $1 at the dollar store, so I figured why not interview
There
a
you go.
book.
Yeah, splurge.
Living on the edge.
Yeah, but emptying. There you go.
So Chad, thanks for taking the time with me. It's like 11 p.m. your time, 11:15, so that's nice of you.
It is.
And I wanted to interview you because I liked your post that you made the other day about how you got a tear when you saw that video that wine guy, Gary Vaynerchuk, posted. And I watched the video and I loved it too. And I wanted to just like, I don't know, that was the first thing that came to me is that I wanted to ask you is just, I want to keep this interview like really short, but I just wanted to see like what your view is on and where you've come with like ego and stuff in business. Like if you've, you know, kind of like got the ego and then you've been humbled, like how do you think?
Yeah.
How are you right now with ego-wise?
This is a nonstop roller coaster of ego, right? Having success, you're like, oh, you know, like have a multiple four-figure day, and then it's like the next day you're like, you just kicked. I mean, like basically you know, when you have success, you have to keep on checking yourself over and over again, your ego, to make sure that you're not getting out of hand. And then there's the, okay, so my time is really valuable. So how do I make sure that I'm not like spending my time in invaluable ways, right? The one thing that Gary said was you'd rather go really deep with a few people and really give like a massive value than like really wide and just thousands of people see you. You know, he just really like lays it all out there and really just gives it all every time. And that you know, that really resonated with me because you know, I've been really focusing on getting as much exposure as possible and passing on people, wanting to interview me and doing different things. It almost seemed like I'm too valuable or too big of a shot to like, you know, take time to like do an interview with somebody.
Totally, because I don't got like a big list or not. I don't got much, but you know.
Wait, so you don't have a big list?
No.
I gotta go. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm sure it's very obvious that I don't have a big list, and unless you consider, you know, the 3,000 or whatever Facebook friends that are all super awesome that I'm grateful for. I mean, that's kind of a list. They're just like not on a AWeber subscription, but soon.
Yeah, totally. I'm just messing around.
I know.
But yeah, no, yeah, and so this is a way, because I'm going to take this out and throw this out to my list, and because, you know, this is going to be ultra valuable for them, so you get exposure, and this is a really great way for you to get your name out there, because you're going to get contacted.
Win-win.
Because there's probably somebody. This is the one thing that people need to realize is not everybody would join you, right? Even if they wanted to join that business, people join people, right? And there might be somebody out there that's going to resonate with, it's Amy, right?
Yeah.
Okay. It's a different.
I should have said no. I should have said no. It's Barbara.
No, I knew it was Amy. I just didn't know if it's like a Ami or like, you know,
I know
something.
Yeah, right? Well, it's spelled weird.
Not weird, different, and that unique, and that's good, right? So somebody might really resonate with wanting to join Amy in her business, even though we're not even in the same business. But if we were in the same business, you know, somebody might want to join her instead of me just because they like her better, right?
Yeah.
And so if you do a hangout with somebody else and then I share, you know, I know this was an example. Here's an example. Have you ever heard of Dagan Smith?
Yes.
So one of my mentors,
he is like a real dude. You know, I'm all about real people, and
yeah,
he does not hold back. I've seen
no,
some of
he
his
does.
YouTube videos, and he's just like super real. I just like feel like I could just be kicking it with him, you know, having a tea. I don't drink alcohol.
And that's the type of people I
Anyways,
resonate
yeah,
with.
he's real.
So, anyways, um, when my friend and mentor, I guess, Tracy Walker, she's like one of my mentors, so like especially in team building, was coming up. She barely had any success. She interviewed him, and he blasted it out to his list, and all these people came back and joined her because they felt that female, vibe, and really got the strong, that connection, right?
Yeah. Yeah, so that makes you probably really want to do these kind of interviews with your people within your group and within your team, because it's really helping them. And I remember one thing that you said the other day in our Facebook chat. I was like, what really lights your soul on fire? And you said, it's helping my team. It's seeing my team shift. Was it? Seeing my team
Yeah.
shift?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I thought that was so cool that was the first thing that you came up with, you know? I was like, okay, it's probably going to be clubbing with the guys or something. But that was cool that was what came out of your mouth.
Yeah,
Well, out of your fingers.
clubbing seals, right?
Huh?
Clubbing seals, right? That's the kind of clubbing you mean? No, never mind.
Sure.
No,
I have a really bad sense of humor, and it takes me like a long time to get jokes.
Okay, my bad.
No, it's
fine. I'll send it to you later with cliff notes to explain.
Yeah, explanation.
Yeah, no, actually it was pretty cool today. I did, so I do new member coachings with my Black Card members or my all-in team, the people that really take their business seriously. And so I did this new member coaching with one of their new people, and I helped him make like, $70 or whatever residual. But I know the guys are probably going to end up buying our higher packages. So he's going to probably make over $3,000 eventually, just because I had a conversation with this guy. And that made me feel really good to be able to give back and really help my team. And it's going to really benefit me in the long run when, because the next sale is coming my way. And then, he's going to bring in a bunch of people and team building and being able to make, build a huge, strong team down there. And I'm really excited about that because, that's how you really get lifestyle in this industry, is to be able to build this huge team and have this, like, when you can have like, well, most companies, it's like tens of thousands of people on autopilot or on auto ship or whatever. With our kind of business, with the internet type of stuff, with the digital products, it's more like a couple thousand. But when you can have that, and it's like rock solid, way down in depth, the people are bringing people in without you having to do anything. That's really the lifestyle. That's when you can go sit on a beach and sink your toes into the sand and really have that freedom lifestyle.
Yeah, that's like when you're. That's like putting the ego aside, because a lot of people with a huge ego, they just want them to be the only, like they want to be depended on all the time. They want to be the answer man and stuff. And I've had a lot of bosses like that, and they're always the ones that become slaves to themselves. So that's cool that you just like, the power of like giving the strength the team needs so that they can, I don't want to say be part of the system, but so they can create, and that way you can focus on bigger things versus focusing on little daily things,
Yeah, one of the things we really work on is creating leverage in everything we do. So every action you should take should create more leverage and not create more work, right? And this is like really high end, leadership and team building stuff. But like, doing three-way calls and doing that kind of stuff, it actually, when you're really successful at doing three-way calls, you then teach two people that their success relies on doing a three-way call with you. So what that does is that now duplicates the amount of work you have to do instead of taking away the work that you have to do. And that's why doing webinars like this usually with live people out there is really valuable, because when you do this, you send it out, thousands of people can see it, and I only have to speak once, and it's doing work over and over again.
It's so beautiful. Like, I just love it so much. I love power of leverage. I am so passionate about it. It's just amazing, versus like a standard brick and mortar business. And those, of course, have their benefits and stuff too, but it's just crazy, like what the internet has done. I could just talk about it all day. It's so beautiful. Sorry.
Right, no worries.
I have kind of a random question that's a little bit off topic. I'm just wondering how, because I'm always curious to know how entrepreneurs, like where they all started. What was like the beginning for you? Like what do you think attributes the way that you are, that you have to be your own boss and create freedom and create systems and leverage? Like do you know what made you like this? Like, were you always like this from a young boy or what?
Okay, so it's weird. Like when I was younger, I'd always wish on cakes and stuff that I'd be a millionaire. And it was just kind of a hope thing. But, I guess something really cracked into me, and get your handkerchiefs out. So on my first day of my senior year, I was hanging out with these girls with one of my best friends, and this was before I'm kind of older. This was before cell phones were like really, really big, right? And we just happened to be in this girl's car. She kept her cell phone in her car, and she got a bunch of missed calls from my house, right? And it was my grandmother calling us, or calling her, and my parents have never met this girl, no idea where I was, anything like this. And I call back, and my grandma's like, your dad just had a massive heart attack, get to the hospital. And so back up. So my parents didn't really fight a lot, but when they did, it was all about money, right? Because they never had enough money. They, my dad made decent money, but, it was, he made like $40,000, and in the part of Michigan I'm in, that's decent money. And, but it was just never enough. And and he was just super stressed out all the time. And it was part of his personality, just worrying about stupid shit. And the thing that I realized is that you can die. The backup. So go forward again. My grandma says, don't speed going to the hospital, and get there, but don't speed. And so I get there, and of course I like 95 miles per hour down there, and I get there, and it's too late. He'd already passed away. And what I realized at that moment is that you can die in a job that you hate, with mediocre income, with all of this, and you can die going for your dreams. So why not shoot for your dreams? Why not shoot for living an abundant lifestyle? Why not shoot for something bigger, right? So something cracked in me at that moment, and it
How old were you?
I was 17. It was my first day of my senior year of high school. It was kind of crazy. And so I didn't realize it at the time, but something broke inside me, that I just couldn't, the normal lifestyle just wasn't a possibility for me anymore. And then my friend, actually, I didn't really actually know him very well at the time. He was actually best friends with the guy that was with me when my dad passed away. So this was like a year later, and my friend, this guy came over. He's like, hey, I started this business. I want you to show you this business, blah, blah. And he showed me the plan, right, in a network market. It was an Amway. And when he told me about the idea of a pipeline income and the idea of you know, there's two type of villages. You know, there's the ones that take the bucket and they have to take the bucket all the way to the thing, or you could just build a pipeline. And that's the difference between, you know, income that's coming in all the time, or income that just comes in, you know, when you do work. And
So when he found you, you were probably like really searching. You were full of emotion and you were hungry and you were just probably looking. You already knew that you weren't set for the normal average lifestyle.
yeah, I think so. You know, I rebelled really hard against this kind of schooling and doing a different thing. And then I also took a lot of marketing classes, so I understood the idea of supply and demand and all those kind of concepts, which is funny because marketing teachers, I mean, if you understand these concepts, why don't you just go make money instead of make shit money? It doesn't make sense. Anyways,
it's just yeah, it's just some people don't have
they don't have it.
they don't have it, you know.
I get you.
And it's
So
I don't think it's a bad thing. It's just different.
no,
You know?
it's different. Some people they're just their desire levels on low, you know, like for more, and they hope and they, you know, they're interested in that better life, but they're not committed to it.
Or they don't believe in themselves, like that they could do it, so they settle.
Sure, exactly. So yeah. So anyways,
Marketing classes.
marketing classes. Anyways, so I almost didn't graduate high school because I was a ruckus, right?
Did you get a lot of detention and stuff?
Yeah, I skipped a lot. So what I be I was in a marketing class, and they have something called a co-op where you would go to school, go to a like a job, instead of go to school for the last part of the day. So I went to this record store or the CD store, and I was like, "Hey, you know, I'm really interested in working here, this and that," and uh, so they're like, "Yeah, totally. We want to hire you, this and that," and then I was like, "Okay," and so I go back to my marketing class. I was like, "Yeah, I got the job, this and that. They're gonna call me. I'm gonna start in 2 weeks," and they never called. But I told my class that I had this co-op, this job, and so I didn't have to go to class the last two of that. And so they never called me. So I went in there, and they're like, we don't know who you are," and I'm like, "What? I was just in here." And
really?
So, yeah. So I had a decision to make, and at that time in my life, I'd rather just not like screw off for the rest of the day than go to class. And so I basically just messed around. And the cool thing is I was very shy in high school, and after that moment, I like really broke out of my skin. I became really outgoing, and like I really like became like more friendly with people and different things.
Was it like really forcefully, or did it kind of come naturally after a little while, or do you feel like you're an outgrowing person now?
Oh yeah, now for sure. It's like I love people. I get like almost working online. I almost get like cabin fever where I get like
You want to see them?
No, I just need to get out and talk to people. So either we'll go out on the weekends, or we'll
So you feel you're an extrovert?
Oh, now I am. Yeah, somehow.
Cool.
I don't know. It's crazy, but anyway, so my friend shows me this business, and I don't know why, but I didn't like trust it or trust him or something. But I went to like 3 events, and I saw these people having success, and I just never joined, and it's weird. But it broke me in the idea of like I always had in the back of my head of this idea of pipeline income, building teams, doing this, thing. So I was like, it was like the best thing in the world not to join because I probably wouldn't have had success at that time in my life.
But it showed you what was possible.
It showed me what was possible. And he had like pretty big success in it. So,
this was Amway?
Yeah, it was Amway in like 2001. So it was like Quick Star. Um, but yes, so
That's cool. I can relate to that.
yeah, and then in like 2005, I actually joined another network marketing company, but this one it was an air purification business and water purification business, and
Those are
so
expensive, huh? Those are like good commissions. Like, aren't they like 10 grand or something?
no, I wish that'd be awesome. No, it was only like I know the water ones you're talking about, but which I'm actually looking into again one. Um, and so, anyways, no, the air purification were like $800,
Okay.
750 or something. The water was like a few hundred or whatever. So I would sell those like locally, and then I would call leads like crazy. And it was cool because it was like I was almost using the internet. Like I was almost doing internet marketing because we would call lead, we would send them to a website, and we'd reschedule an interview. Then we'd do another interview. Then we'd send them to another part of the website, and I'd give them more information. And I'd sell them an air purifier, ship them the air purifier, then make sure they love it, then sell them like a $3,000 package, which I made like $168. Ooh, that was the worst.
Getting screwed.
Yeah.
So was that a call center? Did you do the call center life?
No, it was all from home, but I felt like a call center.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they let you work from home with their leads?
Yeah, well, no, I bought them. I bought
Okay.
leads. Yeah, hundreds of leads a day, thousands.
That's like
of
true
leads.
hustling right there. Just like on your own, in your house, nobody watching you, just you in your little zone.
Yeah. And yeah, I remember focus wise, I remember my mom and my sister fighting, and they'd be like screaming at each other outside my door, and I'm like doing interviews. Like it was the most intense. I don't think I've ever told that story, but yeah, like outside the freaking door, just screaming loud, and I'm like on the phone with somebody. I'm hitting the mute button, going, "Shut up!" And it was
That's the worst when you have like family drama and you're like on the phone and then your sister's
lose
like,
business and stuff.
where'd you put my charger? And you're just like, shut up, leave me alone.
Well, yeah, so then I quit that after 2 years, barely having really any success. And I started doing door-to-door sales. Did door-to-door sales for off and on for like 4 or 5 years.
What'd you sell? Vacuums? Kirby's?
Did that for about a month, and I actually did really well. But I had most of my success with selling AT&T Uverse. It was a TV service. Did really, yeah, made $10,000 a month, like 3 months in a row. You know, bunch of money. Anyways, it was intense, right? It was
door to door is very intense, and it's Tony Robbins. Sorry, I'm interrupting you, but Tony Robbins said something like about if you do door to door for a year, it's like equivalent to a 4-year degree.
Yeah, I have I have a doctorate in communications.
Yeah, if you make 10 grand a month in door to door, that's pretty. That you did well. I mean, door to door is not easy. I remember selling meat, like steaks and stuff, door to door. Yeah, that was rough.
That is rough. I remember seeing those people going around when I was outside. That's crazy. But yeah. So, anyways,
prime selections. Anyways.
Yeah. So I quit that for a little bit. Became extremely depressed. So got really addicted to video games. World of Warcraft, if you need to know.
See, for women, it's like we get like a stack of romances. I guess for guys, it's video games.
Yeah. So yeah, I got super into that.
Did you eat junk food while you watched or while you played?
Probably. Not too bad. I think I always kind of ate pretty healthy.
Good for you, Chad.
I know, right? But yeah, so I found myself running like a guild, and it got to the point where I was like screaming at people. And so let me explain this. You got what World of Warcraft was. It's an MMO, which you're playing with all kinds of people across the world, and you're doing these quests to go into these dungeons and fight these like bad guys, right? And so you had to like orchestrate 25 people to do like to not mess up, to basically to kill this boss, right? And so I ran this guild, and I was a terrible guild leader. I would scream at people. They'd
Well,
be
you're
like,
so passionate about it.
yeah, they'd be standing in fire and stuff, and I would scream at them and call them names. It was bad.
Sounds like you had a lot of anger to get out.
I did. And so I lost a lot of, well, I was really like angry at like probably like the way my life was going, right? And so did that for a while. Then I pulled myself out of the depression. I actually got therapy. And I knew that I needed to do something, right? So I went back into door to door, but I knew in the back of my mind that I wanted to find some sort of business to get into. And so while I was searching for that business, I found, or like I was doing door to door, and I would travel especially during the winter. These Michigan winters suck. So I would go down to Florida. I did that a couple times. Went to California, and I just sold and sold and sold.
What were you selling then? Same AT&T?
Yeah, because I just got really good at that one. And then I did CenturyLink at the end, which is the exact same thing, a little bit different. But anyways.
Never any magazines?
What's that?
Never any magazines? I don't know. I did magazines.
Did magazines.
Okay.
No worries. That reminds me of Office Space, and the guy's pretending to be a crackhead.
Wait, what?
You ever see that the movie Office Space?
No.
Oh, you got to see it. That movie changed my life. I think I left that out, but that was actually, there was a major pivotal point.
I got to see Dumb and Dumber first.
Office Space. Life-changing.
Well, everyone's mad at me because I haven't seen Dumb and Dumber my whole life.
It'll be okay. But anyway, so then I'm like searching, and then finally I'm down in Orlando, Florida. I'm sitting in front of this guy. He's telling me how he makes $80,000 a month.
How did you meet him?
He hired me to come down and do sales for him to help run his office. So I don't know what you're showing.
Oh, it says watch Office Space, just like a side note.
Yes.
Anyways, so you met this guy, and
yeah, he was running this office and really running several offices. And this is the thing, he was making all this money, but he hated his life. And you could tell because he had to drive from Tampa to Orlando every day. And he was never home to be with his family. He made all this money, but he was stuck. He was stuck and like with no lifestyle. And that's not the lifestyle I wanted. I wanted freedom, right?
Freedom, leverage.
Yes. And so I instantly made a decision that I would quit. And I knew kind of the business that I wanted to join. I was kind of looking for a team at that time. And so I was doing all kinds of research, and I've been researching for like 2 years for a business. And I went home, I quit that job. I think immediately booted me out of the housing that they gave me. They gave me housing and rental car. Stopped paying for my rental car.
That'll keep people loyal for a little while.
Yeah, I took the last couple dollars, got a hotel room, and I took $150 and got started in my business. And I basically stayed in that hotel room for 2 weeks, just connecting with people on Facebook, writing blogs, making videos, that kind of stuff. And I made like a couple $1,000s. And
you were hungry.
But obviously it takes 3 weeks to pay out. So then I ended up making enough money to actually make a plane ticket home. Got home, upgraded in my business, bought some of the higher products. Then I got to events. Events are super, super powerful.
That takes a lot, Chad. Like being in that hotel room, like I would have just like loved to like have like a Harry Potter cloak and just be there watching you, because a lot of people just don't have that kind of belief, and that kind of hustle. They'll just give up. So I think that's so cool. Was that like the beginning of your success, or I'm sure you had ups and downs?
Yeah, no, that was definitely the beginning of my success. Then I did pretty well. My first couple months I brought in like maybe 20, 30 people in my first on month, and then I kind of got lazy. I wanted to automate all my system, everything and this and that, and so I was kind of creating content, blogs and videos, and it just wasn't enough to really get me over the hump. And so my business just went to crap. And then one day I had a girl come to me and she said, hey Chad, do you have all the products in our business? And I didn't at the time. I had all of them besides the last one. The last one is $3,500, and so I was like, she was like, I'm cashing in my 401k. I'm gonna get all the products, and I'm going to get all in. And so I was like, well, I have to figure this out. And I was like, I'll do it. I'll figure out how to get the money. I put my car on Craigslist, and then I sold everything I had, and I eventually came up with the money. And the next day I had a $4,100 day. Then I had leveraged that into $8,000 a month, then a $12,000 a month, and now I've made over 6 figures. And the last 3 months I've made somewhere in between, 12 and 20 some thousand.
Like in the combined in the 3 months?
No, like per month.
Oh my gosh, Chad, good for you. How do you feel? How does that make you feel? Like, at this point, is it just kind of like whatever, or do you still get like goosebumps, or put me in your place?
Yeah, no, it feels amazing to finally start breaking through and start finally having the success that I've been wanting for so long. And, I'm still hungry. I still want more. I still want to help. But really what I want to do is I want to help more people. I want to help people break through, like, Amy said, like help them have success, help them, mentor them to finally have their first breakthroughs online.
With the money that you're making, I would assume that you're putting a lot back into marketing and probably coaching. What else are you using your money for?
Sure, I pay
Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna see, like, do you spend a lot of your money on just like personal material stuff? I'm just like wondering, like, what your lifestyle is like.
Sure. So
lifestyle of an internet marketer.
Right. I spent $25,000 on coaching for a year with a 7-figure earner. Or 8-figure earner, excuse me.
Cool.
And I go to all of his workshops. I go to obviously all of our company events because they're just badass, and I just love being around people that are motivated and everything. And then I go to a couple kind of what do they call it? Like generic marketing events, right? I'm gonna be I'll be me and you in like a week or two.
Excuses.
Going to No Excuses. Never been to that before. Don't even know any. I'll know like a few people. That'll be interesting.
But it'll be good. Out of the comfort zone, new crowd.
I don't have I don't even know I don't have a comfort zone. I'm
everything's
always
in your comfort zone.
Yeah, like it's well, no, I'm always pushing myself out of it. Like I mean, like when it comes to random places or whatever like that, like this was completely, I guess, if you're going to count out of a comfort zone, sure, this is out of, because I've never been to, I don't know, like really anybody personally that I've met that's going to be there. Cool. I don't think.
Well, I'll just watch you from a distance and kind of like observe, because they're probably gonna do that whole like little have lunch with someone you don't know, and I'm just gonna be like, ugh. So I'll just like watch you and your skills and be like, okay, I gotta get out of my comfort zone.
Yeah.
I'm like a little introvert, shy person, so I need to reread How to Influence Friends and Influence People.
For sure.
But anyways, cool. I don't even know where I think we kind of lost track.
So anyways, going to those events, and then I went to the Network Marketing Pro event this last year, which was interesting. It made a lot of good contacts and a lot of good exposure, and that was kind of neat. Definitely made some really, really good contacts there. I'm sure I'll make some. This whole event is really about networking. I'm sure I'll learn something at the event. That's not really why I'm going. I'm going to just meet new people and connections, and because it's really about.
Awesome.
you know, even though this is internet marketing, it's really, there's people behind these computers, you know, and we're real people. And as long as you remember that, you'll have success in this.
Totally. And it's like not just any people. It's like these people are, I don't know, it's such a beautiful thing to meet people like you. And it's like that in every industry. We all just like love meeting people that don't think we're crazy, that know how we think. And so to meet these people in real life, it's just like the best thing ever. It's like, ah, friend that doesn't think I'm a psycho.
Awesome.
But,
So, hey,
yeah, cool.
I'm going to be sending this on my list, so I will do a call to action. If you are interested in how I've changed my life and how we can help you kind of take, like, not only learn how to market, but actually be able to go out there and make a shift, make a change in your life. So right now you're somewhere, right? And I've seen what it's done for my life and several people on my team and several, you know, people that are just kind of cross-line that I know that are friends with. And so if you're ready to kind of make a change, click the link below and watch the free video and go ahead, get started. And what you're going to get is, just if you get started in the next 24 hours, you will get actually a mentoring call with me where we'll get on for half an hour, and we will, and I charge normally about $1,000, $997 for a mentoring call for somebody that's like already in you know, another team or something. And so if you are ready to take your business to the next level or ready to get a business, go ahead, click the link below. Appreciate you. Let's get that mentoring call together, and you can finally start having success, start getting you out of that job, getting you having some income coming in that's not static income. Appreciate you so much. Talk to you soon. If you wanna, you can undo it.